Hey friends, Mike Hopper here, coming to you from New Orleans. Many of you are here in New Orleans for National Athletic Trainers Association National Convention. Things kicked off today with committee meeting, district meetings, some social stuff, all that fun stuff. Here we are. At breakfast this morning, I got asked, what's the Hopper Hot Take today? And to be honest, I didn't really plan to do one, but here we are. I don't know the origin of this, but on social media today, there was a screenshot of a post said to be a football coach in Texas. Like I said, I don't know all the ins and outs, how much truth there is to it, but I'm going to take a second. I'm going to read this to you. And here we go. So it's taking me, folks, I don't post much on social media, but I want to put an end to the text and voicemails I've been getting in regards to practice. Look, it's summer. It gets hot. Welcome to Texas. By the way, remember, I live in Dallas, Texas. I work in Dallas, Texas. I know hot, right? He says, we do 2-a-days in the summer because it's hot. It builds character and forges boys into men and men into an unbreakable team. Look at our trophy case if you don't believe me. The simple fact is that nobody has ever died from it being too warm outside. So no, we will not be doing 15-minute water breaks every hour or any other suggestions you may have. The players will get breaks when and if myself and the other coaches feel it's warranted. Remember that playing a team sport for a school that's blacked out is entirely voluntary. And if you or your son don't like it, just have them quit and go join theater camp where they can sit in the AC all day and use their pronouns. But as long as they're on my field, I believe in work, not woke. That is all. So let's break this down. Yes, it's hot in Texas. It's very hot in Texas. And in fact, the wet bulb globe temperature today in Dallas was over 92.1. UIL recommendations, the National Athletic Trainers Association recommendations, ACSM's recommendations, everybody's recommendations. How about the United States military's recommendations? Say that at 92.1 on a wet bulb globe temperature reading means that you do not do outdoor activities. At our school, we don't. But this coach says, don't care, right? He says, simple fact is that nobody has ever died from it being too warm outside. So no, we will not be doing these things. Well, if you followed me long enough, you know Stephanie Kuzadum, who I consider to be a friend and an excellent investigative journalist from the Louisville Courier Journal. Last year in April of 2023, put out what's known as Safer Sidelines. And this investigative report includes a database called Deadly Games. And in Deadly Games, in the database, since 1909, she has documented over 100, I'm sorry, I am screwing this up. 173 heat stroke deaths documented since 1909. So this coach would, in fact, be wrong. Athletes die every year of exertional heat stroke, and in fact, it is one of the top 4 leading causes of death. Wow. And it's preventable. It is so largely preventable. Both having to happen in the first place, but also a heat stroke death, we can do something about if we just do what we're supposed to do. Now, that leads me to my next point. Many of you may know that over the last 2 years, I've been on a writing committee who was working on a new National Athletic Trainers Association position statement on emergency action plans, development, implementation in sport. And I'm happy to say that it is June 25th, 2024. And the new position statement now appears on the Journal of Athletic Training website for publication. And the new recommendations are there. And we are ready to rock and roll with these. Our goal is obviously the prevention of death. All right. And so I'm going to link to that probably down below. And the new position statement, I really want you to take a look at that. Athletic trainers, take a look at that. High school coaches, high school administrators, please, please, please take a look at that. Okay, that document is so important. Again, leading causes of death in athletics: sudden cardiac arrest, brain and spine trauma, exertional heat stroke, and exertional sickling. Those four, according to the Corey Stringer Institute, account for over 90% of sudden death in athletics. And this coach, and again, I hope that this is entirely wrong, right? But, if this was actually said by a coach, wow, we have major issues ahead. Somebody ought to let that coach know that the Junction Boys was 70 years ago. I actually looked it up. Bear Bryant took Texas A&M football team to Junction, Texas in September of 1954. So just shy of 70 years ago, the Junction Boys happened. We've learned since then, you need water during practice. You should not be denying water during practice, ever. And when it's too hot, you get off the field. So, like I said, I didn't really plan to have a Hopper Hot Take tonight, but you get a special one right here from New Orleans, Louisiana. National Athletic Training, the National Athletic Trainers Association National Convention runs all this week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Athletic trainers, if you're here, enjoy yourself, learn something, socialize, network, meet up with people, check out the vendors. There's a lot of great vendors in there. I'm really looking forward to it. I love this meeting every year. But we obviously have some work to do when we get back. So, because, whether that's real or not, there's people who think that kind of stuff. Okay. So we got work to do. So again, that's tonight's Hopper Hot Take. Take it seriously, please. Take heat illness seriously. That's all I got to say. You guys have a great night. For you athletic trainers and vendors and everybody else right here in New Orleans, I see you tomorrow. And let's have a good one. Don't stay out too late tonight.